is Ryan B. Hebert, and welcome back to Series 7 Predictions. Today's guest is BigslimWRLD himself, Big Slim. How we doing?
Doing great, Ryan. Glad to be part of this. So what's up? What's up? What are we talking about? Series 7, right?
Series 7, my man. But first of all, before
Ooh.
we get into Series 7, tell us a little bit about you. Who are you?
My name is Abdul, aka Big Slim. I stream on Twitch. I'm an online TO for Pokemon VGC. I do a lot. I own Mount Silver. I own half of Rose Tower. I've been playing VGC since 2017 when I got in. Made Worlds last year, 19, in Ultra Series, the Moon Series, all shit, all that. But yeah, every step of the way since 17, been kind of, building the brand, building myself up as a player. So happy to have made it to a point where, I'm pretty decent at the game, if I say so myself. So yeah.
I can attest for that. Very, very decent at the game, if I do say so myself. And what is the best way that people can follow you?
Follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch. Everywhere is the same, no matter where you find me. I also have a Discord as well, and you can just hit me up on Twitter if you want to. Like, uh, I talk mons. I do everything. So yeah, those are the places to find me. BigslimWRLD WRLD.
Folks, make sure to give him a follow. We'll remind you again at the end of the video. Now, getting into this, Slim, what is your favorite Pokemon of the upcoming Series 7 metagame?
Well, I have two, but definitely the one I'm looking forward to the most is Tapu Fini.
Ah, okay. One of the
Yeah,
favorites we put up on the little chart here.
definitely.
Why is that?
Tapu Fini, I think, has always been one of the better mons introduced in Gen 7. But I mean, the early stages of like 2017, nobody really knew where to go with it, and then all of a sudden, you start to pick up. It started to pick up a lot of traction because Coco was, of course, I think 2 times world champion, and then Tapu Fini came in at the end. But a lot of times, people weren't sure what to do. But it is the ultimate, I think, support mon, and it can be offensive at the same time. And in a metagame like this, where first off, Misty Terrain is a fantastic ability to have right now because Sneak
Mm-hmm.
Spam and things like that are very huge for Dynamax. So that's one of the things that makes it one of the premier mons coming into this new format.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Slim. It's definitely going to be one of the top picks, and we'll get
Yeah,
into talking about Tapus a little bit later here. But thank you for sharing.
of course, of course.
Next up, Pokemon going away in Series 5 and 6. What is a Pokemon on your mind that has been quite popular that you think that now they're just going to be leaving the spotlight because there's just so many new Pokemon coming back?
Oh, 100%. I've already told this to people before who asked me this opinion. PZ. PZ drops off super hard. Like PZ's always been something that okay, yeah, I Dynamax and I become a nuke button. But with the rise in the power level and things like Metagross and Heatran and Cresselia, things are like that can tank all the PZ hits. PZ becomes like from what one of the top 10 mon in Series 5, top I would say 3 mon in
Yeah,
Series 6. It really becomes like a little mediocre. Like it can still work, but that usage is going to drop off really, really hard because it's not one of the premier archetypes anymore.
it doesn't help that it's so slow in that very weird like
Yep.
mid-tier speed range as well. So I
Yep.
completely agree with you. And it's actually, I gotta say, it's one of the unique picks so far with the creators I've talked to. Most people, they've usually talked about Togekiss. Moving forward, upcoming team cores you see as being strong. Maybe you don't have any ideas yet, but I'm curious, anything that's kicking around in your team builder right now that you're particularly fond of?
Oh, 100%. It's Metagross. Like anything with Metagross. Metagross is one of the premier mods, and you can build it like very easily around anything because just the fact of Dynamax and weakness policy, you can build it with Tapu Fini. Of course, you build it with Ensign. Boom, that's a core right there. Or you can go a little bit more meta standard. You can go Coco Ensign Cartana. Boom, right there. Or you can go Fini Ensign Cartana with Zapdos, which we have not talked about, but Zapdos, depending on whether or not it has Tailwind or not, is going to be another premier mon. We're not sure about the Galar Burbs yet, but Zapdos definitely is one of those things that a lot of people have their eyes on and can be built like to take on almost anything, really.
I agree with you there. That has been one of the Pokemon that just across the board we've all agreed upon that Zapdos is going to be something that a lot of people look at,
Yeah,
especially in comparison to Tapu Koko as well. So very
yeah,
excited personally to see how that turns out.
definitely, definitely. Tapu Koko is another interesting mon because now you can run it actually full physical, so keep your eyes off on that. I mean, normally it's run special, but now you have a full set with Play Rough, Close Combat, Brave Burden, forgot any other coverage move physical wise. So be on the lookout for that. That's a pretty good mon that you're gonna see a lot of variations on.
Yeah, it's looking pretty strong, Slim. So I'm excited to see how people decide to run their Tapu Kokos in this upcoming series.
Definitely, definitely. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm right now. I'm a fan of like I've been running a team by Animus VGC. If you guys don't know, give him a follow. He's another content creator. Makes great teams. He's been running more of a chalkish core with Crest, Heatran, Lando, and Tapu Fini. And I really do think Heatran is another mon. Like steel types are back in a big way, and they're gonna make a huge impact. So I'm looking forward to this upcoming season. I've already done a little bit of testing, and it's gonna be a fun time.
It's going to be good, Slim. It's going to be good. Moving on, our next question here. Will Lando-T and the other Genies be as popular as they may have been in previous formats in Series 7? What are your thoughts?
It's kind of hard to judge only because we're just not what I'm basing it on is just definitely are we getting the standard abilities or with the new ability patch or capsule item that we get, will we get the hidden abilities? Because then you can run Sheer Force Lando. If you can run Sheer Force Lando then actually that makes a world of difference on whether or not you use it or not. I mean, Lando Ethereum will always be something that's going to be good just because of the typing, Dynamax, and just the Intimidate. That's always good in VGC meta. And Thunderous has never really been great, but I have seen in some testing some people going back to like I believe 2013, 2015 type with running Swagger and Lumberry on things. So everything has a niche. Tornadus, I'm not so sure about. I think that's the one thing that's definitely not really going to see much usage, but we'll have to wait and see. But I can definitely see Lando and Thunderous being just fine meta mainstays and people finding ways to use them very effectively.
Our next question is dealing with that hidden ability patch. Is it going to make a difference if it's allowed to be used on Pokemon for VGC?
Yeah, definitely. Just because a lot of mons, like just in general for like let's say just casual talk, a lot of people like when it comes to breeding and stuff like that, Sword and Shield's made it very easy. So now just the fact you're taking it a step further to help people, it allows more people to get into the game. That's just in general how good that is. So people don't have to like breed consistently over and over to get that hidden ability where you can have an item that can help you do that. But VGC wise, it unlocks a lot of potential because a lot of different birds like Static Zapdos is now available if that's the case. So that changes a whole lot of how metas and how mons can be run. So I'm interested to see gonna if it's gonna be exactly as it says. Like we can use it on some of our legendaries because that'll really shift the way things go.
Yeah, very true. I'm excited to see if it's going to be allowed to be used. We, in previous
Yeah,
conversations, we've assumed that it will be. And so, we've been talking about Defiant Thunderous, for example, has been a
yeah,
topic of conversation to see. I think it was last used in 2013. And so we're curious to see if that is allowed, how big of a change that could bring to the usage of that
yeah,
Pokemon, but only time will tell, truly.
yeah, definitely. And if that is the case, that's gonna be huge. Like a lot of people I know are already intimidated by things like that, but you can just run them on so many different ways if that's the case. But of course, we'll have to wait and see. We have like what 8, 7 more days, so we'll
Yeah.
find out soon enough.
Yeah, we got some time. We got some time. And one of our last questions here, probably the most important, Slim, and you might be biased. You might be biased, I gotta say. Which
Hmm.
Tapu will reign supreme in Series 7? Now, Slim, before you answer that question, as I said before in the previous video, you just have to hear me out on this one, okay? Hear me out.
Okay.
Picture this in your mind. It's a beautiful sunny day for a best of 3 with a friend. You
Hmm.
send out a Tapu Bulu onto the field, 5 points stat wise above Rillaboom. And then you
Okay.
notice that this Tapu Bulu has some special stuff going on with it as well. It happens to have Grassy Glide, so you get priority in that beautiful, sexy grassy terrain that you set up because you have the slower speed stat and you guaranteed for that turn 1 that you got it, baby. You got it. After that, you realize that, oh my god, you also have a choice band as well, raising your attack stat even more. And on top of that, you get the grassy terrain boost, powering up your grass type moves. And on top of that, you get the grass stab from being a grass type. Now, Tell me if that isn't the most beautiful thing you ever heard. And now, Slim, you can answer my question: which Tapu will reign supreme?
It's definitely not Bulu. I'm sorry to break your heart. Like Bulu's great. Like it got a major buff just having grassy glide and of course be able to hit that hard. But one of the problems is you have things coming back that just kind of just make it so difficult. Like just for instance, just there's a Pokemon that a lot of people don't know. It's called Pheromosa, called Nihilego. Uh, Heatran just looks it in the face. You know, Metagross looks it in the face. There's a lot of mons that just look it in the face and then are not terrified at all. Now, granted, like it does have a niche on a lot of teams. I think it's very good, but like you're gonna have to build really heavily to protect it because there's more poison jabs around, there's more fire moves around, there's more steel moves around, and we all know Bulu. Bulu can't take one. So it is good. It will have a niche, but definitely I think it's a battle between Coco and Coco and Finny, 100%. Now Coco I think will not be as great just because of Dynamax, but Finny can. Finny can abuse Dynamax where a lot of other Tabus they don't really want to max because they're better off like in their smaller forms doing more damage and pivoting. So I think Finny's the one thing that can take full advantage. I mean, you can Dynamax Bull if you want, but still you're gonna be taking a crap ton of damage. So I do think Finny has the most to gain from Dynamax, and I think that's why it will probably be the superior Tapu.
I respect your opinion, Slim, because that's what I asked for. I asked for your
Trust me,
opinion.
I'm a Bulu fan. Like I've always been a Bulu fan, but it's just difficult sometimes, and especially looking at the meta the way it's structured right now. It's great that it gets Grassy Glide. You get a lot of pivoting options, but still, will it reign supreme? No, but it'll be a good choice on some teams. I'll tell you that much. It will be around. Definitely, definitely top 30, maybe even top 15 usage, maybe. But it's definitely viable. So don't sleep on it. But as a reigning Tapu Supreme, nah, sorry.
It's okay, Slim. It's okay. No feelings hurt here. I just wanted to make my case. Thank you so much, Slim, for tuning in and being a part of this video. It really means a lot to me. I'm glad I was able to have you be a part of this creator series because I just wanted to start collabing with folks as much as I possibly could.
Hey man, I appreciate you just letting me on and giving me a chance to just say my little tidpiece, and I appreciate everything you're doing. You've been on a grind, so I wish you much more success, and I hope you get to do some more of these. So it's gonna be fun, and maybe we'll work together on something else in the future. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's the plan, my friend. That is the plan. This was just the foot in the door to get things going, per se. So, folks, don't forget to follow Big Slim World here on all the social media platforms. We're talking Twitch. We're talking Twitter. YouTube? We got a YouTube, Slim?
I'm working on it.
Working on it. Okay.
I should have been done a while ago, but I'm gonna just restart with how I'm gonna do my branding when it comes to YouTube. So I'm working on it. Be on the lookout for it. Just stay updated through my
Love
Twitter.
it. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be talking about it real soon in the future. I
Yes,
can't wait.
sir.
I can't wait. Well, folks, that's gonna be it here on this episode of Series 7 Predictions. Thank you so much for tuning in. How we doing? And I'll see you later.